Well, guys, it's time for me to talk about the new Superman Batman trailer. I know I'm really behind with this one, but I've been really busy with the Godzilla game and work, and we're getting ready for the next semester, which makes things even more difficult. But here it is. I just want to do this right now. Uh, so much to talk about, so many questions, so much badassness wrapped up in one trailer that blew me away. That's just that's a quick way to sum it up. Uh, right off the bat, Henry Cavill, Ben Affleck, Jeremy Irons, Jesse Eisenberg, all these actors are nailing it right on the head. Right on the head. They are so good in their roles. You already get a feel what the tone of who he's going to be like, and I'm just excited as hell. I really am. The thing what I like about this, because anybody knows comics knows this is going to borrow heavily from The Dark Knight Returns, which not only has a comic but also has a two-parter DC animated movie. Which anybody who wants to get a feel for what this movie's going to be like, watch those two movies. Kind of like I said with the Suicide Squad thing, you can get a feel for what the tone is going to be like by watching those two movies. However, of course, it will be modernized. Dark Knight Returns took place in the '80s, so as good as it was, I won't say it was dated. Definitely was not dated, but we expect a lot of things, however, to be very different. For example, back in Dark Knight Returns, there was, especially in part two, there's a lot of focus on the Cold War emphasis, kind of like with the Watchmen comic book series, and of course, movie. Of course, that was a product of the times because in the '80s at the time, those comic writers were being inspired. Frank Miller and others were being inspired by the Cold War conflict, which is a very real threat. And not saying that threat has kind of disappeared in the modern day, but it's definitely taken a backseat to many other types of issues, namely terrorism and other things like that nature and race relations, blah, blah. But I'm not going to go into about social issues. This is a comic book trailer review. So, basically, the threat this time has shifted from Cold War to Superman, and that was a stroke of genius. So anybody who's been criticizing the Man of Steel ending, I've been defending that ending for years since that movie premiered, and I love the Man of Steel. But now it really comes full circle. People are about to choke on it. Pardon me for being rude, but yeah, people are about to choke on it because here it is. It kind of comes full circle. All that destruction happened for a reason, and here it culminates here with Bruce Wayne's anger and feeling of helplessness against the Man of Steel and the possible threat he represents to human society in general. And the basic plot, you could see, the threat Superman will now reinvigorate Batman to once again put on the cape and go kicking ass. And of course, Man of Steel at the same time will be thinking how to handle the situation. And then all along, lurking in the shadows, is Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor. Very threatening, very different, you could say. It has a very Jesse Eisenberg twist on it, but you know what? I'm all for it. I really am. Somebody may be confused. He had hair in the trailer. What I'm simply going to assume that, just like in the DC animated universe and in the comic books, that at first he'll have the hair, he'll be kind of cocky, and I'm assuming eventually he'll get his hands on some kryptonite, and just like in the DCU, he'll get cancer from it or something kind of illness from it, at which point he'll end up shaving his head and transition to a more darker, more malevolent Lex Luthor. But I have no doubt Jesse Eisenberg's going to do really well at the role. I mean, I like his work, and it should be just so interesting, very interesting with that casting choice. But yeah, I mean, the trailer looks really good, and we even see Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. I'm still wondering her role is going to fit, how it's going to fit in the movie. I'm wondering how long it's. I was going to be very long. Man of Steel itself was like, I think, as long or a little bit longer than Dark Knight. So this movie, if they want to do it right, it needs to be as long as Man of Steel or longer. Excuse me, I'm feeling a little sick, but yeah, this movie has so much potential to be one of the greatest things we've ever seen. Zack Snyder directing, he does a very good job of a lot of his movies. No matter whether you love or hate it, I like his style, and it's very interesting every time. And also, we have Hans Zimmer doing the music, so it makes you wonder. I wonder what Hans Zimmer's going to do this time with the Batman theme. We already heard like 10 years of one theme, which is definitely a good theme. I love those soundtracks to death. You just wonder, will he take it in a different direction? Will it have the same tone to it? We don't know. Because Man of Steel and Batman have very different styles to the score. Just wondering, like Dark Knight Returns, Dark Knight Rises or Dark Knight, and compared to Man of Steel score, very different. Very different. Also, will Lex Luthor get his theme of sorts? We don't know, and it's very interesting. That alone is an interesting thing to think about. And I'm so happy it's coming out in March of 2016. I don't have to wait till the summer, per se. It's going to come out in March, which is just great. Just great. But yeah, a lot of questions, a lot of things. People are assuming that something in the water that's chained up, we're assuming that's going to be Aquaman. That could be a very big thing. That could be true. I don't know yet. And also, there's going to be supposedly other drops to other movies. First off, we know this takes place with Suicide Squad because we see the Robin costume, and Joker, of course, is the one to blame for his death. So that's interesting. I'm assuming that means later on in future films we'll get Red Hood, which would be freaking amazing. The Red Hood, if you don't know, the Jason Todd variant anyways, is a badass who was a former Robin. He comes back from the dead. Although begging the question of how what would happen in this universe, because in the comics it's really annoying. I mean, I like comics, I do, but I hate anytime comics delve into other universes. It's really annoying to me. But that's what happens in the comics. Something about another universe, and then Jason Todd comes back through a rift or something shit like that. It's really confusing. And the DC animated movie, Batman Under the Red Hood is basically brought back by one of the, what do you call those things? Ra's al Ghul's little healing pits, Lazarus Pit. Feeling guilt for Jason Todd's murder. You need to watch the movie to fully get the story, but he takes him to Lazarus Pit, resurrects Jason Todd, but he comes back a little bit insane and with, what do you know, a thirst for vengeance. So if they could emulate that on the big screen, that'd be awesome. I'm pretty sure Red Hood could be really popular on the big screen and just really take DC to the next level and do a lot of different things that Marvel is still struggling to do to this day. So, yeah, a whole lot to think about. Everything looks great, sounds great. I can't wait for this trailer. I mean, for this movie. I've been rewatching the trailer several times a day. It's just that freaking amazing. And I really hope that it does. We all know it's going to do really well, but I really hope it sets the stage for, you know, The Flash and Aquaman and Green Lantern. And any of those types of subjects, Green Lantern, Aquaman, The Flash, I will only address those when we get more information. Should we have a few casting choices, official ones, but also for Green Lantern, there's a whole lot of speculation. By the way, fuck that, Tyrese Gibson, no. I mean, not that I really hate him, I'm just saying the man is not an actor, he does not belong. He doesn't need to be playing one of the most important characters ever. And I know it's not the main Green Lantern, he's the secondary one, but still... No, get a real actor like Idris Elba. I'll gladly take that. Or Denzel Washington for all I care. Can't get Will Smith, he's already playing Deathstroke, but Tyrese Gibson, just no. He doesn't belong with these high caliber actors. We have Ben Affleck, Henry Cavill, Jeremy Irons. We don't need this Tyrese Gibson, no. If Transformers have taught me anything through all three films, the man can't act for shit. So, I'm sorry, but no. Sorry, but not sorry. Fuck that. But yeah, that's my review for the DC trailer for Superman vs. Batman. Dawn of Justice, I believe the proper subtitle is. But in any case, should be a great movie, and looking forward to it very freaking much.